What's up, guys? Welcome back to Classic Octane. I am Taylor. First of all, yes, I am alive. I know it's been a little while since I've made a video. It's actually been a long while since I've made a video. Just been crazy busy with my normal 9-to-5 job and traveling all over the place for both work and personal and holidays and all kinds of crazy stuff. But we're back in the garage now. I do have the next week or so over Christmas off, so I plan on being out here as much as I possibly can so I can get a bunch of content out for you guys. Today we are back on the KZ750 project. I want to pull the carbs out, see if our new jets are going to work. I have some pod filters on the way that hopefully will be delivered today. And then we'll see what else we can get to. I'll also probably just give you guys a general kind of update of projects, what's going on, and what I've been up to in here in the garage. First thing I want to dive into is rejetting the carb. So we are going to be running pod filters, and I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do with the exhaust, but most likely we'll be doing like a 2-into-1 kind of up here, like a little scrambler style. So it's going to be a lot more free-flowing than the stock pipe is. So the jets I bought was kind of a shot in the dark, but I was able to do a little bit of research. What I did is I got 50 pilot jets and 135 main jet. I've heard 135, 140-ish for the main jet. So I'm going to try 135s, and if it ends up being a little bit too lean, we can bump them up. But this is going to be a good starting point, I think. So we're going to do this, and then I'm going to mess with probably some of the clip height. We'll show you when I get into the carb a little bit too. I've gone kind of looking through a couple of forums, and I think I have a good idea of what's going to work. But it might need some kind of fine tuning. So I'm going to go ahead and pull these carbs off, and we'll get to swapping some jets. Got the bowl pulled off on one of the carbs, and we already ran into a problem. So I was going off of what I assumed was the correct style carb, which I think is a Megumi VM22 or something like that. Apparently that's not exactly right, because the carbs I bought, or the jets I bought are not the right style. So if any of you guys know the exact model, or even better, a good place for me to buy jets for a 78 KZ750 twin. These are the Megumis I have. I don't know of any part number on them, so I need to figure out exactly what model carbs these are, because let me show you. So the pilot jet, these are the ones I bought, and this is the one that came out of it. They're similar, but they're not identical. Those still may work, but the main jet, I mean, this little guy is the one that came out of it, and then these big ones are the ones that I bought, so those are totally the wrong ones. So I have a feeling they're probably all wrong. And instead of trying to piece together the wrong pilots and maybe drilling them out, and I'd rather just order the right ones. But I'm going to need your help on this, because I am a total noob when it comes to Kawasaki. So all you Kawasaki guys, please let me know where you buy your jets from. And if you could send me the exact model of these cars, I can kind of search on my own at the same time. But I'm going to go ahead and throw it all back together, because these are not going to work. So since the rejetting of the carbs turned into a big fail, I'm going to move on to the exhaust. So first thing I want to do is start to unbolt and get rid of these giant stock mufflers. We're definitely not going to use them. This one's rusted through and kind of totally shot underneath. So I'm going to pull those apart. What I'm thinking is I'd like to, since we're going with a scrambler style on this build, I'd like to have the exhaust kind of come up here and then maybe merge into one muffler, and then kind of somewhere over here, maybe do some kind of heat shield. But what I need to do is I need to figure out what, if anything, I can use from this stock exhaust pipe, or if I just need to kind of start totally from scratch. And I don't know, I kind of want to figure out how to make my own full custom exhaust, because what we have on the Triumph is the closest thing, and really all I did was kind of cut and modify some stock pipes for that, so this will be a little bit more in-depth. So I want to get started on that and see what we can use, because I need to order some parts. I need to figure out what muffler I want to use. I'm thinking about using the same one, this guy right here. This is the Dime City 12-inch universal muffler. It sounds incredible on the CB550s, and I really think on this bigger kind of 750 twin, it's going to sound really, really good. So I'm thinking about ordering one of those. But again, let's start to pull off some of this stock exhaust and see what we might be able to cut up and twist and weld together, or if, like I said, I can just do a full kind of custom, maybe a pie cut exhaust. That's something I haven't done before. So interesting, I hadn't noticed before. I assumed they were just kind of clamped together here like they are. And I think they're welded together as well. But if you look underneath, they're actually connected like a little H-pipe as well, which is pretty cool. Honda doesn't do that. But I guess Kawasaki does on the twin. So typically you have an H-pipe like that to kind of equal out the exhaust. So that means basically from that H-pipe back, I'm not really going to be able to use. So I'm probably just going to pull this whole system off, cut it about right here. I'm wondering if like this pipe, if I can twist it up like 90 degrees to get it to start running that way. But yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and pull the whole system off. We'll start chopping it up. And before you guys start crying, like I said, this is all rusted and this exhaust system is not worth trying to save. So it's a perfect candidate for us to kind of cut up and modify. Got the mufflers cut off the exhaust, so here's what we're left with. There's basically just the little flange at the end here, little keepers, very similar to how Honda exhaust works, and then you have your manifold, I can't remember, exhaust flange? I'm going to call it an exhaust flange. So basically here, what I'm thinking is, you know, this is how it was, going straight down. I'd like to modify it to be a little bit more like this. So that fits in there. This starts to go. Maybe I can cut somewhere right around here. Maybe kind of pie it out a little bit, get a little bit tighter curve so it'll go straight across. And then it can meet up with kind of just the top of that side. So hopefully you can kind of see what I'm thinking here. So I'm thinking that's going to work. This is some pretty thick pipe, so I think once I grind the chrome and stuff off, it's going to weld pretty well. It's actually double walled down here at the end, which is pretty cool. So I'll probably keep that. But again, this is kind of where my head's at. I think I'm going to have enough pipe. And I don't really care if it looks all that great, because I am going to wrap this anyway. We're going to put a nice kind of titanium exhaust wrap on it. That'll kind of fit the theme of the bike anyway. But just to get a rough idea of what we're thinking. So I think I'm going to be able to section that, pull that across. I'm probably going to end up pulling out maybe 2 or 3 inches out of the center section. Let me bring you guys to the other side and show you. So I kind of bolted that one in place with somewhat of the angle I'll be looking at. Again, we'll have to modify it quite a bit to get it to hug kind of pretty close to here. And then I'm gonna look at some pictures to see, do I want, you know, this one to do a pretty quick kind of 180 degree turn and start to go up, and then this one to come like over it and match where they're like, you know, one on top of the other right about here, kind of similar to what we have in the Triumph. That's what I'm thinking. I don't want to do this one like super tight, you know, we want it to still flow pretty nicely, but I'm thinking wrap it around and then go up from there. It's definitely going to be a lot of work. This is going to be the hardest part, I bet, is getting a nice tight bend in this. It doesn't look super terrible and janky. Yeah, so that'll be interesting to see, but you kind of get an idea of what I'm thinking here. So I'm going to start to kind of look at some pictures of some Scrambler exhausts and kind of see how those pipes are routed, and we'll see how that works out. So maybe this will kind of give you a better idea of what I'm thinking. So they'll kind of like wrap around together and then go, you know, 2 into 1 and then hit that Dime City muffler. Trying to see, you know, what our kind of other options are. So many of these, the bike, you know, the exhaust pipe has enough room to kind of cross over behind the frame. Ours definitely doesn't have enough room to do that, so I'm going to have to go in front of the frame. Hopefully that doesn't look weird. You know, TBD. Like I said, I've never built an exhaust totally from scratch before, so there's a real good chance this whole thing is going to look pretty terrible, but I'm definitely going to give it a shot. Here's, okay, that one looks a little bit funky with that muffler, but that's kind of the idea I'm thinking of. You know, nice, high, tight exhaust right over the top of the kind of engine case next to the head. There's another picture a little bit further down. I do definitely want to go into the 2 into 1. I don't like the the look of like two big mufflers, kind of like this one. I want to keep it a little bit cleaner than that. So I think that's what we're going to do. Yeah, something similar to this. And then, you know, this part all the way up, probably to the muffler, will be that exhaust wrap. Just placed the order. So basically I got a stainless 2-into-1. That is this 1.5 inches for the 2, and then 1 3/4 to the 1, and then I just ordered a Dime City 12-inch universal with an 1 3/4 inlet. So we should be able to, like I said, have it kind of swooped right up here. The muffler is going to end up falling right about there, the connector. So more to come as we get those parts in. I'm not going to bother cutting this up and starting to work it until we have all of the parts, so we can kind of knock it all out, make it one big video. My pod filters just came in while we were filming here, so I just got some universal black pod filters going to sit right in here. So some people say they have a hard time getting these carbs to run with pod filters. Other people say they have no problems at all. I've had good luck getting them tuned up on Hondas, so I trust they'll be just fine. Just need to figure out where in the heck to buy the correct jets from. Alright guys, I know we didn't get a whole heck of a lot done in this video, unfortunately, with the jets not working out, but we're well on our way to getting our custom exhaust built. And I appreciate you guys kind of being patient while I try to find some time to get out here and work in the garage. Like I said, I do have a few more days off and plan on making some more videos. We have a ton of parts that just came in for the Camaro, 9-inch, all kinds of LF swap parts, all that stuff. So I'll show you guys all of that in the video here in the next couple of days. I'm still in the middle of my cabinet over here, the project we're doing with that. Again, that's going to be a video that I've already started filming, but I want it to be one solid video all the way through, so you won't see that until it's completely done. Who knows, maybe this week we'll also reveal what's under this tarp, which you guys haven't seen yet. So we have a lot of exciting stuff going on the channel. Again, huge thanks to everybody for being patient over the last couple of weeks while I haven't been able to get content out. I'm going to kind of figure out what the next steps are on this bike and get to work and get some more content out for you guys. So thanks again. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys soon.